find for you. I do that 3-4 times again, I testify for you. I'm so that like you, that bitch, I do it all. I won't promise kidding. I'm not.
Okay guys, sorry for the wait, but it's finally time for the long awaited makeup tutorial. I'm about to tell you literally every single detail I go into, so grab a notepad, grab some matcha, and listen up. First, I basically just tuck my hair behind my ears, or sometimes I'll use my clips, but I feel like a tuck is fine. And then I'll use this Laneige cream skin as kind of my skin prep. I just put it into my hands, rub it in, and then just kind of dab it and like swipe it all around. Okay, I'm all done with that, and I already washed my face and creamed it, so I already had that on. So if you guys want a skincare routine, let me know in the comments, but this is just strictly makeup. Next, I go in with a little bit of my Isle of Paradise bronzer. I just take the smallest amount because this will make you very bronze and very glowy, and I just put that on all like areas of my face. I'm trying to think of a certain word, but I can't. And then I just rub it in like so. Okay, next is brows. This is what I use. It's a color lash, but I'm pretty sure you can only get it in London. It honestly is the best one, so if you have a relative or someone that can send it over, I would recommend, but you can just use any clear brow gel. But basically what I do, I brush all of my eyebrows up, and I don't fill them in or anything, but I just brush them all basically straight up, but kind of following here. Let me zoom you guys in. Okay, this is gonna be a crazy angle, but I brush it all up, but following the regular kind of map your eyelash goes in. It looks crazy for a second, and then while that kind of sets, I do the other side again, just going in the exact way my eyebrows naturally go, but just like straight up. Okay, and then now that you've done that, there's like still product in here, but not that much. And then you want to go and just swipe it down again, following that technique, but you want to go straight first and then go along the side of it and then go down. And that's what it looks like, and it's still like, I don't really like how that looks, so I just kind of tweak it and make it a bit like smaller, I guess. And then there, that's your perfect brow. Okay, I went ahead and did the other one off camera, and then once I'm done with that, I just go into my eyelashes and just kind of brush some clear brow gel slash clear mascara just through my eyelashes. And sometimes I will use my mascara primer, which is like the white stuff, but I honestly really just like using the clear, and it keeps them in the place that you want them to be, and then the mascara just goes in perfectly. Okay, so that's how our skin starts, and then I go in with this Kosas Concealer. It's in shade 7.5 Warm, and then basically I do kind of like underpainting, and I just put it under my eyes a bit, and then on my forehead a bit, right there, and then there. And then what you want to do, also I'm looking in my like Alabama Barker uniform right now, but at least I got somewhere to be. And then, okay, so then I just take a beauty blender. I don't really damp my beauty blenders. I find that it makes my makeup separate. So then I leave my under eyes last, and first I'll go into my forehead and just kind of blend it. And this concealer, it should be closest to like your actual skin color. So see how it kind of blends in into like nothing? Just trust the process, okay? It really does a lot for my makeup, I feel. And then lastly, I just do my eyes, and then it kind of just like blurs underneath them. If you have any bags, it will probably soften them, and it's just a great way to start underneath your makeup. And exactly how it's like my skin tone, a little bit like brightening, but it's just mainly my skin tone. And then I just got a brand new Halo Glow, because look at my other one, guys. Like I use this a lot. So Elf, if you want to send me some, let me know. Email's in the bio. Okay, let me open this real quick. Okay, and then so you want to take your Halo Glow. Oh, let me show you guys the shade. Here's what it looks like. Halo Glow in shade 6 tan / deep is what I use. And then I just kind of put it in like some random spots, mostly on my cheek and then down here. And then, gosh, I haven't had a new one in so long. This is so nice. I feel like it's a luxury experience. Okay, and then on top, and then on my forehead, I just kind of go in the middle and then do a line across the top, and then a line on my nose. Okay, and then once that's all placed on your face, then I use this brush. I honestly think some TikTok shop brand sent it to me. It's called Beaky. It doesn't have any other details on it, but it's just like a flat kind of big brush. And then basically I just go and pat it in, kind of swipe down. I don't really know, kind of swipe up actually. But yeah, I'm just gonna blend this all in. And on my nose, I just do like kind of straight up and down. Then on my forehead, I just go in through the middle and kind of like flick up, and then keep doing that until it's all. And make sure you like get in your hairline. You don't want to have that weird like separation line from your hairline and your makeup. And I just swipe it on top of my eyes, even though when I clean up my mascara, it's probably gonna take that away. Oh, but yeah, I still do it every time. In there, I don't use that much Halo Glow. I used to do like more, but I just do a few dots and then rub it in. Also, a little goes a long way. And then I'll take a beauty blender and just blend it in so there's no streaks or anything. But I've never found streaks from blending Halo Glow with a brush, but a lot of people say they do. Okay, next I use this e.l.f. Halo Glow. I used to use this Too Faced concealer with my Say Beauty like pot contour, but my friend put me on. I've actually always had this, but I just never used it. But it's the Halo Glow Beauty One Contour in shade tan/deep or bronze/intense, and genuinely it changed my makeup. Like, I love using this, and it blends so well with the Halo Glow. Obviously it's like the same kind of product, but just trust. So basically I just put it a big dot on the middle of my forehead, dot there, and then go in with the, obviously, also I should have said this at the beginning, my face is probably different than your guys's, and ours might be similar, so just know what works for your face, and that's what really is gonna make your makeup routine pop and just look really good and start being your signature look, because you want it to fit your facial structures. You can't just match anyone's makeup routine. You can use someone's, but then match it to where things would go on your face. So I go in with the natural contour of my face. Everyone's face has like a little darker spot, and I just put it right there. So it goes in with the natural contour of my face, and it will naturally lift you up with the way your face was made to be lifted. And then I do a dot here and here. And I just use, this is actually an e.l.f. blush brush, but I use this for my contour. And then I just start on my forehead and kind of just blend it in, going in like circles, and you'll just see how this warms up your face immediately, and it's like just so nice. And this literally blends in like butter. Like, it's actually insane. Do you see that blend? Oh wow. Like, it's never not blended in so smoothly, so perfectly. Like, genuinely, this is such a good bronzer, and I've used like expensive ones, but this is like honestly one of the best ones I've ever used. So you guys should definitely go get some. I think I got it at Target. Oh, and I don't know if I said, but I put it on my chin or like underneath my jaw and just blended it the same. Okay, now that I have that all blended in, I used to do like nose contour and actually put it on, but now I just take the excess and kind of just rub it on. I don't know if it does anything, but I honestly find that I don't need it, especially like I'm so young, like I don't really need nose contour. Okay, next is blush. This is important, okay? So first, you're gonna take your Benetint, right? And this is usually like no makeup, and I do use it for that. But first, you're gonna do line, line, line on your forehead, okay? Just trust. And then, okay, it's spilling. I'm just gonna blend it in now. And then I take this brush. I think it's like, what is that one brand? Sonia K something. It's that brand, but it's just like a blush brush. And then I blend it in, and it gives you that like sun-kissed, but it doesn't cover your contour or bronze or whatever it is. I don't really know the difference. And it just looks amazing, okay? Just trust. And then you want to use your Benetint again and put it on your cheeks. And you want to leave it very high up because you want your face to be lifted and not dragged down. And then what I do for like nose contour, I put a line right there. Okay. And then this one, and it does drip, so you kind of do gotta work quick. Okay, so now that that's all on and looking great, then, okay, I have a combo of 3 blushes that are all very good, so any of these are a great recommendation. First is the Ilia in the shade A Fine Romance, very good. Next is the Rare Beauty in the shade Lucky, very good. Lastly is the Say in shade Dreamy, also very, very, very good. But I think I'm gonna go in with this one because this is the one I've been using the most recently, and you guys need the real makeup tutorial that I've been using consistently. So then I grab this and I kind of like pump it and then like wipe a bit off the top, and then again very high I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then just kind of put some dots, and then same with this side, and then whoops, I need an extra. Okay, and then with the same brush I just go and tap it in. And you might be like, oh, that's a little much, like you kind of look like a clown. Just trust the process, okay? And then you just want to blend it all in, maybe a bit more on your nose. Once it's blended, like a lot, so it's not just fully on your brush, a bit on the chin, and then up there again with the contour. And then bring it down a bit so you don't just have a harsh line. Okay, and now that we're kind of looking like a clown and crazy, you take that same beauty blender that you use to blend in your Halo Glow and pat it in a little bit. But the intense blush will really not be a problem because you still are going to go in with some concealer. So once that is all blended in, you're going to take, again, your Kosas, same shade, right? And then you're going to put a bit on your forehead, a bit there. And then this is the important part. You want to take this and go right under that natural contour that I showed you and just do a line right there. Also, my mirror's over there. I'm pretty sure you can tell. That's why I keep looking over here. But yeah, you just do a line right there, and then you're just gonna let that sit for a bit. And then you get Tower 28. This is honestly, these are the best concealers I've ever tried in my entire life. They're so good. But this one is just, it's so nice, and it's really big. Like, this is never gonna run out. This one I'm like starting to get low, but anyway, Tower 28, this is in shade Playa or Playa, I don't really know. And then basically I do a dot right there, and a dot right there, and a little dot on the side. Whoops, little dot, little dot. So that's what the placement is looking like. And then, okay, so where's my, and you go back in with your Halo Glow brush, and then first, actually, yeah, I'll do my forehead first. And then I just kind of blend my forehead going up and kind of just patting that all in, okay? And then you want to take this and kind of like move your lips to the other side and just blend, and keep it in that straight line. Dang, I did that really good. And then that's gonna make you just even more snatch. And then same to the other side. I probably sound so stupid. Same to the other side, and then just on your chin, just blend that in. On your lip, blend that in. Okay, so now you're all blended, and kind of go up in between like the blush and your nose, and just do that. And then just make sure everything's all blended in. And then, okay, this is important. You do not put a brush under your eyes. I'm sorry, everyone says blend with a brush, blend with a brush, blend your concealer with a brush. No, don't do that. That's why your concealer is always streaky. You have to use a beauty blender. I'm sorry. Let's go back to the basics, guys. So and you also let it sit for the longest so it gets like tacky or whatever it's called. And I go right under my eye and just tap it, going back and forth until It's all the way in, and it has never creased this way. It always looks good. And see, look at that, that's freaking beautiful. Okay, so, and then you just do it to the other side. And this one you do want to be a lighter shade than your like skin. This one is for the brightening, so the Kosas one was basically your skin tone. This one you do want to use your brightest concealer, so it's right under your eyes. And I don't use this anywhere else. And then you also, I just go in only to like, just, I keep it very direct under my eyes. I love the look of like, you can see like where your concealer is and like your blush, like that's like my favorite look ever. And I only tap it into like the top of my nose. I don't like do all around there, just under my eyes. Okay, now that is all blended in beautifully. Okay, now that we basically have all of our cream products on, I basically just take my bronzer blush and kind of just go back in anywhere that I had bronzer, on my nose, on my jaw, and just kind of like blend out everything. And then I do, since the concealer covers some of the blush, I go back in on that high point with my blush brush. Don't grab any new product. And then since we're done with all, I got a new setting spray today. I really like this one because this one just melts it all in. But I also like the Milk Makeup. It's in the black bottle. I think it's a matte one. And then I like all the MAC concealers. All the MAC setting sprays are really good. But this, well, it's literally the most perfect thing ever. But this is like last. You want like a wet one? I don't know how to describe it. You want like a dewy one first. And then this one will like, not even mattify, but this one will just lock it in place. It's like the, who is it, the Patrick Tall one, the one size, like the purple pink one, that one. It's like that, but I just love this one. I go through it like no other, and everybody uses it. Anyone that comes to my house uses this. So since I got a new one, I need to open it. But this is the Milani Make It Last one. Okay, basically you want to spray all of your cream products together now that they're all on your face. Oh, okay. And another thing, do not be shy with setting spray. Drench your face and invest in a fan. And I use this every single day. You just want to fan everything. Okay, now let's basically all dry and see how I'm so dewy and glowy. That's how you should look after all of your creams are on, okay? Okay, so now that we're a dewy little queen, okay, I usually use the Laura Mercier powder, but I have not been using it recently, and I'm actually out of this one, so I gotta go get my other one in the other room. But I have been really liking this Wet n Wild powder recently, so I'm just gonna use this one because that's what I've been using recently, and you guys have asked for it. So this Wet n Wild powder, but the Laura Mercier is also really good, but this is also a cheaper alternative if you guys are looking for that. And then I have been using a brush recently to put in my powder other than a powder puff, and I don't know, I like it, I don't know. So basically what I do, I dump some into the lid, and then I take my brush, also this brush, it's a soft blend concealer brush from the brand Sign. It's a F64 brush, but it's just like this. And then I tap some off, so it's just like actually in there. It's not just like the flaky powder, I guess. And then I go right under my eye and just take away all of that shine, okay? And then I do it again on this eye, of course. And you see how just good that looks? It just takes away all of the shine. And then I go in with like a little bit, and if you want to get less on there, you just do that. And then go right in between as well. And basically I just do this anywhere where there was concealer, essentially, or just anywhere that you get oily as well. And yep, on my chin. And then this is important, so this one you want to take some and kind of rub it off, but not that much, and you go again with that line and just follow it and then kind of brush it down and pat it in. but then you want a good amount of it to stay in that like kind of harsher line, and you're gonna wipe it off because it's just gonna set it exactly how you place the concealer. And again with this one, and then just kind of do the same thing, pat it in, drag it down, leave kind of a harsher line. And then on your forehead, this is when I use the least amount. Sorry, there's powder everywhere. And I just do it right in, what is it? It's your like T-zone, but right in the middle, and just take away that shine. And you can do more or less, or let it sit for longer, but I honestly don't mind the look of my forehead being shiny because that's how foreheads were made. They're supposed to be shiny. Like, I don't really know what to tell you. So I kind of like a mix of like matte and glowy makeup, which I don't know if that makes sense, but anyway. And then don't take that much off, and I just do like a swipe. Okay, that didn't really work. I do a swipe right under my eye so it brightens further, and I just leave it there, and I leave that. That will be the last thing that is taken off. Okay, so now that you're looking crazy, you honestly just, whoops, I need to clean up this powder, hold. Okay, now that your powder's setting on your face, I take these bronzing pearls. They're frick, the branding is wiped off. I'm gonna put it on the screen right here. It's my friend's grandma's brand. Genuinely, everyone that knows me will tell you this is my favorite part of my makeup. These, like, is that not beautiful? Like, genuinely, is that not beautiful? I love it. It's one shade. It works with everyone. All of my friends use it. Like, it literally works with every single skin tone. And they're just bronzing pearls. And I'm sure there's alternatives, or if you just want to use a powder bronzer, you can do that too. But this, basically, the pearls is like kind of like a blush, a peachier blush, bronzer, and then like some highlight beads. So just kind of everything, but it's literally, I don't even know what the science is, but it's the perfect concoction. So I just take another brush that looks like this. Again, that TikTok shop brand sent it to me. And then I take it and I just go back in on the forehead, and then underneath anywhere that had contour, I just put it all over. And then I also kind of use it to wipe off my forehead powder so it looks very seamless. And then I just put it all over, and then put it on my nose too, like on the tip, and I think it just looks so cute. And then that's all for that, and I just put that away. Okay, this is also another important part. Now, while this is still setting, I'm going to move on to mascara. Let me just tell you, these are the only two mascara you need. I have 2 drawers filled with mascara. These are the only ones I ever use, and that clear one, obviously, but Milani, okay, teal bottle, gold cap, called Highly Rated. I think, is that what it's called? I don't know, but this is, oh, maybe it's called Lash Extensions Tubing Mascara, and it's in the shade 110. It's just like the black one, and this, like, I don't even know how to describe how good this mascara is. This is what a wand looks like. And then you use Telescopic, only the carbon black. Do not get that stupid gold one. It sucks. Only get the carbon black. L'Oreal Paris has you right with that one, okay? But first, you're going to use the Milani, okay? And this is important. And you already did the clear, so your eyelashes are kind of in place. You want to only, do not go down to the base of your lashes ever, okay? Do the tops of them. And first, I just go and kind of swipe on top of them. Maybe I should do a close-up for this one. Okay, so now you're all close up. You swipe the top, okay? Keep swiping the top. And then you want to make sure they stay all separated. But that, also the clear one helps with that. And then get the ends. But this is the most important part of my mascara, okay? You want to take this and you want to go behind your lash and comb up. This will literally change your mascara forever, and this gives you no clumps. It's perfect. You want to go behind and go up for the rest of your routine, basically. And then I'm just going to do the same to the side. Okay, and another reason your mascara probably looks like cheeks is because you're not letting it dry in between coats. you have to let mascara dry, and that's how you build on top of it. So I have the first layer on, and then I'm just gonna let it dry. But while I let it dry, I'm gonna take off my under my cheek powder, and just, oh, this is just like a fluffy brush. Oh, actually, this one that I told you was called Sign. It was kind of rubbed off. It's definitely called Sigma. And this is called a Spotlight Duster F37. And I just use it on the lower parts of my face where I put powder. And then I feel like my blush is a bit intense still, so I'm just gonna pat it in a little bit as well. Okay, perfect. And now it's probably a bit dry, and then you want to switch between your Milani and your Telescopic, and this one, that's what the wand looks like. And again, I only go behind my lashes for the remainder of my lash routine. I'm gonna just keep switching between these. If you want a more like in-depth close-up lash tutorial, let me know, but I feel like this is good enough. And no, before you ask, I do not curl my lashes. I've never had to. My lashes are just naturally curly and they're pretty long, so I don't. But obviously, if you curl your lashes, again, cater your makeup to you, so just curl them before. Okay, now I take a Q-tip, get it wet, and carve back out my lips because there's product all over them. And then this, guys, everyone asked for my lip combo. I do have a video on my TikTok, but everyone still asks. This CoverGirl Outlast Lip Stain in the shade 70 Crimson Glory is genuinely the best thing I've ever purchased in my entire life. I will ride for this. I'll never switch. Like, genuinely, I will have this on at my wedding, bro. At my funeral, this will be on me for the rest of my life. It's so amazing. You line your lips. I don't overline. You can if you want. And it's a lip stain, guys. I don't even bring a lip liner with me anymore. I usually always have a lip liner in my bag because it comes off every 2 seconds. I'm always reapplying. I literally leave this at home because I only have to apply it once a day. That's literally insane. This is not sponsored or anything. I freaking wish. Please, CoverGirl, send me some because I buy them every single day because I'm just scared they're gonna get sold out. And I literally am obsessed with this, and I've had this for so long, has not dried out or anything. Like, I literally buy them because now when I go to Target, they're low-key always sold out, like in this exact shade. I don't know if it was me or what, but so if I see one, I buy it just in case. But I literally have not run out of this once, and oh, it's just the most beautiful color, and I'm obsessed with it. So I think it's finally time to remove my powder from under my eyes. So I take the same brush and just dust it all away and make sure it's fully gone. Okay, so now see how it's like concealer, blush, like it's a good separation, but it like looks good. Okay, and then now I'm going to, actually first, I go back in with my clear, and since all that powder kind of gets in your lashes, I just go back in with the clear and get it all out. So I just do that on both sides and get all of the powder and product out of my lashes. Okay, and then now that I'm done with that, I take a Q-tip and go behind my lashes and just clean up any mascara that got on, because if you don't have mascara all over your eyelashes when you're done, you're not done, honey. Like, I'm sorry. Like, my mascara has never looked good if there wasn't mascara behind my eyes. Like, I actually don't know how you don't get it behind your eyes. Like, that's impossible, bro. But I'm gonna do a close-up of my lashes too, so you guys can see how well and separated they look. Okay, just gonna zoom in. Like, do you see that? Okay, this is kind of a crazy angle, but like, look, they literally touch my eyebrows. I about to say eyelashes. Okay, this is where you want to set with a more matte setting spray, so I'll either use this, but I think today I am going to use this, but I recommend this or the One Size or the MAC matte one or the Milk matte one. But I'm just gonna use this and spray it one more time. If it's not, like, if it looks weird and too glowy, I'm gonna go and get my other matte one, but we're just gonna try this. Okay, I just get a setting spray, and then again, fan that hoe all down. Okay, I honestly really like how this looks, so I'm just gonna leave it like this. So this is what it looks like. I need to get my lip gloss. Okay, so usually, clearly I use this down to the ground, but this glaze bomb, the Sephora collection is so good. Also, if you want like a gel lip liner that's the same shade as this, or if you wanted to put it on top of this, even though this stays, you really do not need a lip liner on top of this, but Sephora collection gel lip liner in shade Wine O is the best gel lip liner. But this glaze bomb in shade Cherry Punch is so good. It's like a tinted lip gloss. Recently I just got this because my friend had it and I tried it, so I bought it. The e.l.f. Glow Reviver Melting Lip Balm in Wild Cherry. I always use like a cherry wine like shade for my lip combo. It's like my staple. But basically I put this in the middle and on the top. Okay, and then these are actually from City Beach. They just kind of sent them to me with all my clothes, but I actually really like them and there's so many of them. But just use any like clear gloss. I just love how like glossy these ones are, and I put it right on top, and there's your lip combo. Okay, and then the very last thing I do, I use this Bobbi Brown powder blush in shade Pale Pink. Clearly I like it. So I just take this brush. This is also an e.l.f. I think. It's an e.l.f. bronzer blush, but I use it, actually this would look be a good bronzer brush, but I use it for blush, and I just dip that in. I'm very generous with it, and put it right at the top where my blush is. And I don't know, this sets your blush in place and it just adds so much to the makeup look. Like, I love this step. It really brings like all color like back, like nice color back into your skin, and I just love it. Yeah, perfect. And then I'm just gonna set one more time, and then fan. Okay, that's it guys. This is the final look. If you want this makeup, I hope you guys enjoyed and try it out. And if you do try out my makeup tutorial, tag me in a TikTok you make, or a short or a reel. I would love to see you guys in my look. And yeah,